Hey y'all, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this awesome You and Me Valentine's Day wreath using mostly items from the Dollar Tree and a sign from Dollar General. So stay tuned and I'll show you how to make it. Alrighty, let us get started with this. So first off, I have a 14-inch wreath frame from Dollar Tree. I have this sign that came from Dollar General. It was only $1. And I picked it up because I like these colors. It's not like the traditional Valentine red and white. And my Dollar Generals are just now starting to get their Valentine stuff out. They only had this particular sign. I don't know what other types that they're going to have, but they have that. I got 2 packs of these styrofoam hearts from Dollar Tree. I have 6 rolls total of the Dollar Tree mesh. Actually, I'm sorry, this pink here came from Dollar General, but the Dollar Tree has pink mesh as well, and with their Valentine stuff, so you know you can get it there. I have 2 rolls of white, 2 rolls of blue, and 2 rolls of this pink. For my ribbon, I'm using this. I'm making a mess with it. I'm using this. It came from Walmart. It was in with their Christmas clearance. And I got it for like $1 a roll. It is 1 inch by 15 feet. You know, you can use whatever you like, of course. And then I have my pipe cleaners, my hot glue gun, my scissors, and some wire cutters over here. Now, a lot of people have asked me if I seal the signs on my wreaths with anything. And because this is so flimsy, I mean, this is like just a thin piece of cardboard. I don't normally seal them, like if I'm going to hang them on my door, because my door is protected from the rain. But if you're going to sell them and, you know, you don't know the person that is going to, if their door is going to be protected. If you want to, you can get this at Walmart. It is a spray-on triple thick crystal clear glaze. This stuff is shiny like glass. After you spray it and let it dry, just spray on a thin coat, let it dry, spray on another thin coat. Just make sure, you know, your sign is covered and it'll be just fine. It also helps to stop the mesh from fraying. And I'm thinking I will do a separate video talking all about that. I don't want to take up a bunch of time on this one talking about it. But first off, what we're going to do is I'm going to use the cluster, I'm sorry for all the crinkling, rolled clusters for this wreath. So to start that, we're going to take a pipe cleaner and bend it in half. We're going to get our trusty wire cutters here and snip that. I've been using my scissors to cut it, and I cringe every time I do that. So I did find my trusty wire cutters. Now, each half of that pipe cleaner, you're going to bend it into a V and set that over there. Now, for each cluster, you're going to be using 3 little pieces of mesh. And I'm going to do 1 piece blue, 1 piece pink, and 1 piece white. So to do that, you're going to take the short end of your mesh towards you and just roll it over on itself a few times just to get a little tube. And we're going to cut it. And then we're going to go with the pink. And we're going to do the same thing. Just roll the end over on itself a few times. I don't like to measure my mesh, but if I had to measure, I would say this is like 4.5, 5 inches wide. Oh, this one has got a little straggly thing on the end that keeps catching on my hand. Oh, good Lord. There we go. Cut it loose. Like all the negative people in your life. Cut it all loose. Now we're going to do the white. Roll it. We're going to roll one. We're not really going to roll one. Y'all know what I'm saying. We're going to roll a piece of mesh. Lord have mercy. All right. Now look at this one too. Good Lord. My mesh is just having problems. Now, we're going to take 1 piece and roll it up like this. And then we're going to take the pink piece and we're going to roll it up like this. And then we're going to take the blue piece and roll it up. And I'm just clamping all of them just like this in between my fingers. And I'm going to take this little V of a pipe cleaner and wrap it around just like that. Bend them in half. Try to get your pipe cleaner as close to the center as you can. Give it a few good twists to hold it all together, and there is one little cluster. Now I'm going to attach this to my wreath form just around these 2 center ones right here. So 1 piece of pipe cleaner goes around this one. The other one goes around that one. Just give it a good twist. like that. And there is your first little cluster. Now for this next one, I'm going to put some ribbon on it. So now you're just going to do the same thing. You're going to hold your scissors correctly. We're going to do the same thing. You're just going to roll a piece of mesh. I'm going to just say that for now. Roll a piece of mesh. I'm not going to encourage you to go out and roll one. You can if you want to. I don't care. It's your life. You live it. Roll that piece there. And now we're going to do the same thing with the white. Now I've got so much stuff on this table. It's ridiculous. The room is clean. My table's a disaster. And now I'm going to put a piece of ribbon on there. And what I want to do is, I always cut my ribbon to 1.5 lengths, however you want to say it, of my mesh. For this, I'm going to do like 1.5, just like that. And it's basically, because this is 6 inches, your piece of ribbon is 9 inches. I'm just going to cut a little V into the bottom here. Dovetailing, yes, I know what it's called. Like this. And now we're going to find that other piece of pipe cleaner. Do the same thing. It doesn't really matter which order you put your mesh if you're picky about it. You can organize your colors. But me, for this one, I'm just using one of each. Just putting them together as I grab them. Okay. Now we're going to add in the ribbon. And you want the shiny side, or the printed side, the pretty side, facing your fingertips. And just clamp that in there as well, just like that. And then just take your piece of pipe cleaner, just like we did the other one, and wrap it around. Just like that. Give it a good twist. Now don't worry about your ribbon being all cattywampus right now. We're going to go back and fix it once you start getting more clusters on your wreath. So once again, just wrapping around these 2 center ones. Let's flip her over. Okay, now you're going to have 10 of these clusters in each section of your wreath. And this bar here and this bar here, this is a section. So you're going to have 10 of these in each one. And I'm going to alternate. I'm going to have one with no ribbon, ribbon, no ribbon, ribbon. And for the next cluster with the ribbon, oh Lord, let him go. I'm going to have this blue. Be like no ribbon, pink ribbon, no ribbon, blue ribbon, all the way around. Now I'm going to fill up one section of this. And once I get that filled up, I'll come back and I'll show you what that looks like. And then we will keep calm and carry on and finish the whole thing. So hang on 1 second. Okay, so this is what I have so far. I have one full section filled up, and this is what it looks like on the back. Just kind of, just kind of space them out once you start getting all your clusters on there, and see how it looks a lot better once you start, getting a bunch of them on here. Just 1 or 2 little clusters, and honestly, it looks like crap. You're going to be like, man, I'm not doing this right. You're fine. Don't worry about it. It's just mesh and ribbon. Just keep messing with it until you get it the way that you want it to look. You're not going to mess anything up. It'll be fine. But now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to carry on in the same way that I was. I will carry on my wayward son and fill up the whole thing. And I'm going to take this sign outside, and I will give it a couple coats of this. And then I will come back and we'll attach the sign and do something with all these little hearts to really bring out this light pink color here. Hang on a minute. Okay, so this is what I have. I have all 6 rolls of mesh on here, all of the ribbon. I have just a little bit left on each spool, as you can see, and these were the 15-foot spools, so right around 30 feet is what you're going to be using. Now for my sign. Well, I tried to pull the label off of it, yeah, because this is cardboard type stuff. It pulled the backing off of it, but it's okay, because if somebody's at your house flipping over your wreath and complaining about the back, you just need to backhand them and, send them on their way. So, on the front, where I cut the little ribbon hanger thing off, I put 2 rhinestones just to cover up the holes, and I didn't have any to match these colors exactly, so I had some dark blue, so that's what I had to go with. And just like all of my other lightweight signs, I took a pipe cleaner, I bent it in half, and I just used hot glue and attached it at 4 corners there. So now I'm going to put the sign right here. I'm going to try to get it centered, and I know this is kind of hard to see, so we're going to focus on the bottom here. I'm just going to get the sign centered to wherever I want it to be. And then you take your pipe cleaners and just feed it down in between all of the mesh and the ribbon. And I like to try, if I can, to attach it to the center two rings, the same rings that you were putting your mesh on. I like to attach it to those. So let's flip her over, flip it over. And then give your pipe cleaners a good twist, just like that. And that is going to hold, oh Lord. Look, I've got pipe cleaners everywhere. And that's going to hold your sign on. Now, I don't really tighten them down all the way until I get the sign in place and I get all four corners of the sign kind of fastened to the wreath. And then once it is in place and where I want it, then I go back and tighten everything down. So somebody had come in and said, your signs always look so loose. Yeah, well, that's because I don't tighten down all the way at the very beginning. It's because I like to see, you know, if it's in the correct space. So now let's take a look at this. And I think I got to hold it up for a second. Yeah, this is looking okay. So now let's work on the other end here. Someone also commented and said that my wreath videos have too much chatter. Honey, I can direct you to 1 million different YouTubers who have wreath videos at least 45 minutes long. Now, if you want to talk about chatter, go to some of those channels. They have the chatter. Now we're going to twist this down and just take another look at it. I think it's looking okay. So then we move on to the final one here. Just moving your mesh and the ribbon out of the way. And let's see. Let's just go right down in here. There's no specific measurements here as to how far apart I have the pipe cleaners. Like here's one corner here. Sometimes I stretch it way over. It doesn't matter, you know, just as long as your sign is in the place where you want it to be. And I think that's going to look okay. Now we have this dark pink and this blue, and here's the dark pink and the blue, but as you can see, every now and again there's some light pink, and that's why I wanted to use these little hearts. As you can see here, sorry for not opening those before, the ones from the Dollar Tree, they have like these little poker thingies, and if you try to pull them straight out, some of these are glued in, some are not. If you try to pull them straight out, you risk tearing up the bottom of your heart. So if you can, gently rock it back and forth and then give it a few twists. And then as you're twisting, try to pull that little piece of wood out like that. And it gives a much cleaner edge there. So now all I'm going to do with these is I'm just going to go around using my glue gun. And I'm just going to glue them down just to try to bring out some of that light pink, you know, so it's not so dark. And that's basically all that I'm going to do to this wreath here. I'm just going to go around and glue the hearts down. And y'all saw the finished project at the very beginning of the video, so I'm not going to sit here and make you watch me glue things down. If you would, please give this video a thumbs up. Click subscribe. Check me out on other forms of social media, the links to all of which will be in the description box down below. And I hope to see y'all next time. Bye-bye.